Good morning to you, our audience. Ted and Ed TV channel welcome each of you to our weekly Saturday broadcast where we give insightful views on economic, political, world, and environmental issues concerning how money connects those matters. Our hosts, Mr. Ted Harvey Sr. and Mr. Edward Bishop III, are now taking each of you into our world of money and its value, along with the evils that come from the greed of hoarding financial power. He that controls the gold controls the important decisions in this world.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Ted and Ed TV program, Money Connection. Thank you for joining us this evening. Usually we try to get on at least every Wednesday and Saturday morning. Saturday morning, we usually like to be on at 9 o'clock. So join us and check out our website as well, Ted and Ed, moneyconnection.com. We have a lot of good articles. Ed, how are you doing this evening, man?
Oh man, I'm doing great, Ted. No matter what's going on out there, there's nothing that can hold me down.
All right.
And nothing gonna hold me down.
You're gonna keep on moving.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep on moving. I'm gonna keep on going until somebody turns me around.
Ain't nobody gonna turn you around. Well, there's a lot of things that's going on in the world, especially the world of politics. But a couple of things, that I want to just sort of kind of like get us off course here, as far as talking about politics, because it's crazy out there, as far as so many things that's going on. But one of the things that I wanted to sort of kind of kick off on is artificial intelligence, because a lot of people wondering, what's going on with these robots, and it's just not robots. It's it's software that's going out there that's taking a lot of jobs and a lot of things going on. But here's the hub of it. And I was reading this article the other day, and it was basically talking about the researchers, the AI researchers making bank. They are going around and researching. They're getting all kind of grants and all kinds of funds, billions of dollars of funds to look up and study and research and invent different artificial intelligence. This is one of the poorest kept secrets in the Silicon Valley. And there has been the huge salaries and bonuses that experts in artificial intelligence can command now. A little notice tax by a research lab called OpenAI has made some of those eye-popping figures public. OpenAI is a nonprofit AI research company that aims to promote and develop friendly AI in such a way as to benefit humanity as a whole. One of the billion endowments founders, Elon Musk, you know him, Ed, and Sam Altman, in 2015, they opened that up, and they finding out how all of these artificial intelligence companies are, what they're doing, and researching them and finding out exactly what they're doing. Because a lot of them are wiping out a lot of jobs. They're not, even salespeople. They're knocking out salespeople's jobs. So, and of course, as far as manufacturing and all of that type of thing, they have that's been around. It's big time, knocking out all kind of jobs and what have you. But this artificial intelligence. So the thing is, my question is, right now we got almost 150 million people in the workforce in America. And, as far as that goes, and there are so many millions of people, I'd say 50 to 60 million people is retired or semi-retired or part-time working. Where are all these people going to go when a lot of these jobs, now it's going to take time. It's going to be 10, 20, 25 years, before everything starts changing over. Where are these people going to go? Where are they going to, what kind of jobs they're going to have? Because, if you just want to be like a worker at a concert, Because people always want to go to performers, live concerts and what have you, or if you want to be a Walmart greeter or a clerk or something like that. So where are these people going to go? What are they going to do? Because when they don't have to no responsibility of making anything or creating anything, because they're going to have all of these artificial intelligence, these robots and computers and software doing all the work. Because all they were trying to do is save money. That's what these major corporations are all about, saving money.
Well, you want me to start now?
You can say whatever you want. I mean, I'm just trying to figure out myself. I mean, I have an idea, but let me see what you got to say.
Well, I remember, Ted, way back in the 20th century, people were afraid of automation. Man, we got automation coming, and it's going to take away our jobs. Well, it didn't. You have to find your niche and stuff out there, and whatever's going on. There's artificial intelligence and stuff that we have got going on. I don't think that we as a people or whatever, the people who are down lower who are not involved in it, like Google, every major company you see out there are getting into artificial intelligence. You're talking about Apple, you're talking about Google, you're talking about Microsoft, you're talking about Facebook, you're talking about Amazon. All of them are dipping their toes and stuff into artificial intelligence. And they're doing this and stuff for a reason, that they want to advance themselves. I can see right now in this artificial intelligence field and stuff that it is going to expand jobs. It is going to expand the way we do things and stuff. And I think it's going to be good and stuff for the country. It's going to be good for the world. But you have to figure out where you at with artificial intelligence, how you get into that field of artificial intelligence. Yes, they have companies who are spending money. I just read an article and stuff about Google and stuff. They've already invested $20 billion into artificial intelligence startups and stuff, companies and stuff who are starting up and using artificial intelligence and stuff and everything to deal with our everyday lives. Right now, your email account now is being transposed into artificial intelligence. They're using artificial intelligence and stuff to think, so you don't have to think about how to do something and stuff within your email account. You can the email account automatically knows what you want to do or what you want to say or how you want to reply to the people and stuff who send you an email. And they're using artificial intelligence to do that. Someone has to program this stuff to tell it what you want to be done. But in a way and stuff, we are getting into a new technological field that I'm not afraid of. I'm just drooling at the mouth to see what's coming and stuff down the pipe, and what these developers and stuff are, and what these startups and everything and stuff for us, because I think it's going to improve how we're doing things, and it's going to improve how things happen and stuff in our lives. I know that those other positions and jobs and stuff that we used to have and stuff, they're going away, but the other jobs that are coming down the pipe and stuff because of artificial intelligence. It is a field and stuff that is wide open, and we just have to learn how to find our niche and stuff in that artificial intelligence market. And it comes with education that we keep talking about all the time. You have to educate yourself. You have to learn math. You have to be into science and stuff and everything. You have to do this and stuff if you want to be able to compete and stuff out there in the marketplace that we see out there now. And we're coming further and further and further behind, as we can see that more and more people and stuff who are not getting into that field, they're not educating themselves to know what they need to do and stuff and everything to earn money in this economy. You have to, if you don't do it, you're going to be left behind. You're going to be part of that lost society and stuff that's sitting out there and
sitting on the couch watching TV.
Sitting up, well, you won't even be able to watch TV and stuff because you won't have the money and stuff to buy a TV to watch it.
Well, the thing is, when you think about it, okay, we talked about the last time we were on, we were talking about college and the importance of college.
Absolutely.
And college is very important, and it's a great experience. However, but we also talked a little bit about vocation.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of these vocational schools can teach you those types of things. Mm-hmm. Maybe not in a real high level, like if you're studying engineering in college and what have you, mm-hmm. but it can prepare you for certain jobs in the AI field. Mm-hmm. However, absolutely. The thing is that those people have to realize that although your basic math and your English and all of those, history and all that is important. However, if you want to train up a group of people or people that are interested in, better than average jobs, instead of making $10 an hour, maybe you can make $25 an hour, doing those types of jobs. However, those jobs are so particular, so scientific, so minute, and it can be tedious. I heard one of your favorite companies CEO say that the people in China are so skilled in putting those types of mechanisms together. They have thousands of people going to, if not millions, going to these different kinds of vocational schools. And they're prepared to go right on the assembly line or whatever they're doing and get those things that needs to be done. Now, why America has not done that and prepared these people for these types of positions, I don't know. And I understand that the CEO claims that he's going to bring some of that here. And that's what he has stated. He's going to invest so many billions of dollars and then have a manufacturing company here, which would be a great thing, and then it's a lot, man, we have millions of engineers in this country, mm-hmm. millions. Mm-hmm. And the thing is that we know that the school system in certain areas is not up to par as far as math. And that's a sad thing, mm-hmm. And there's no reason for it. There's no reason for it because math is just like any other subject. But if you mm-hmm. give them the fundamentals and they practice the fundamentals, because what do they say about fundamentals? What do they say? If you practice, repetition is the mother of skill. So if they do these things over and over and over, they will get all of those type of formulas and what have you have to do. Mm-hmm. Taking calculus, taking all those advanced mm-hmm. mathematics. Mm-hmm. So the thing is that I believe that, like you said, I agree. We shouldn't be afraid of it mm-hmm. because we knew down the line, years ago, 40, 50 years ago, we knew that automation was coming.
Absolutely.
We were even told that we would have flying cars by the year 2000. I remember that.
Well, it is not too far away because they're building self-driving cars and stuff right now. They're building these cars and stuff, and they want them to drive themselves. You get in that car and it's supposed to drive itself. So you were at the beginning of a pioneering effort and stuff now to take this country and to take the world and stuff into a more advanced era. And
I think Ford just signed a deal with Elon Musk regarding that. Mm-hmm. They're doing a Ford, doing some testing on that.
Absolutely. And you notice that Elon is into putting together these electric tractor trailer trucks and everything. You know, people want to buy these tractor trailer trucks and stuff that run on electrical power, energy saving power and stuff and everything. He built it, so he had an imagination, and he's taking that imagination and he's putting it out there onto the work area and stuff, and allowing his people and everything to deal with it, to learn how to work with it, to make this daggone thing work. And that's how you are going to be able to survive and stuff, and take care of your family and put food in your mouth and stuff in the year 2050 and the year 2060, 2070, and beyond. And you talk about those trade skills and stuff, you know, and there's still going to be people who are going to have to build things. You're going to have a carpenter and stuff, because you got to have a home to live in, and it might be all glass, block, and bricks and everything.
Somebody, I just read an article.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, I just read an article. Someone is already putting in line trying to get robots to build homes.
Well, they can do some things and stuff and everything to it, but somebody has to build that robot. Somebody has to program that robot to do what needs to be done. And then somebody has to make sure that their robot is building this thing to the specifications and stuff that you want this thing built at. And every time you have a robot, somebody has to build it. I saw Jeff Bezos and stuff. He was at this research facility, development facility and stuff. And he had this little robot dog that was walking beside him. All this robot dog and stuff had metal on him, and it had gears on it. It had a feet on it and everything. And a real person built that thing.
Yeah.
A real person put the power and stuff in it, knew what it took to power this thing so it can move his legs. A real person did a whole lot to develop that dog that Jeff Bezos had walking beside him. So those people and stuff who built that, those are the ones who are going to be out there working to build those things. So we have a lot of things out there, Ted, that we look at and everything, and somebody's going to have to build them. Somebody's going to have to put them together, or somebody's going to have to make sure that the robot does what it needs to build this thing, or program that robot to make sure he's doing some things, code it and stuff and everything, so it understands what's going on, because you have to input this data and stuff into these systems and stuff and everything so they can do what they need to do. And they're only going to do what they're programmed to do. So we have to program. Somebody has to have that intelligence to go in there and code that thing so it knows how to move back and forth, how to do this, how to do that.
Well, they got machines now that think on their own now. You know, they got,
but
they can do it on their own.
Yeah, but there's still someone and stuff who has to do the coding and stuff so it can think on its own. And
I agree.
And to make it do the things that because it's only going to do what you want it to do. And that's it.
I think, by we talking about, artificial intelligence, robots, self-driving trucks and cars and all that. But I think that the people that's out there listening, on this conversation, what they should be thinking about is getting a skill, some type of skill. I mean, and if that skill ain't working, find another skill. That's because, really, when you look at it, you're always learning. You should be always learning.
Always.
I mean, once you stop learning, you might as well go ahead on and just die. Because every day you got to be learning something.
You are learning about something.
It's changing every day.
Even you and I, every day we are learning some things and stuff and everything. We are learning about what's going on. You have your grandchildren that come over there and you watch them learning and stuff, and they're teaching you things and stuff that you didn't realize that was going on. And they are so advanced and stuff, and they are thinking far more advanced and stuff than we were as far as their thinking is concerned, and how they respond and do with things. So they are learning, we are learning and stuff and everything. I get up every morning and I read, Ted. I get me I get my iPad and everything. I open that thing up and I'm reading about everything going on out there. So I stay up on as much technological information as I can take in. And
Absolutely.
it is so much out there and stuff, Ted. You talk
And
about
in the
artificial
business world,
intelligence.
is
Lot.
changing drastically.
Oh
I
man.
mean, so, and you got to keep up with that because, business is all about marketing. Business is all about innovation, and if you're not creating and being innovative, you're not going to be relevant because people taste change. They might like this week, but next week they're going to like something else.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you going to do as far as your innovation, as far as your marketing plan?
Absolutely.
So that's what business is all about.
Yeah,
so
and
you have to keep up.
And there are so many financial instruments that are coming on board and everything that these people are using to do it. And you're looking out there, man, and you and everybody is saying, man, this Bitcoin. Where in the heck is this Bitcoin stuff?
And you got bottling. People been doing bottling for years, Bitcoin, and then you got some other things. People starting other stuff going on.
Absolutely, you're talking about blockchain and all this. Man, what the heck is going on here? These people's minds and stuff and everything, man, are expanding, and eventually and stuff. We're going to be looking and seeing this Bitcoin thing, Ethereum, and how and instead of having money in your pocket, you're going to have digital money. Yeah. It's coming, Ted.
Yeah, absolutely right.
A theory,
I remember years ago when Bill Gates was talking about paperless society. That was his dream. We're not going to have paper.
And we're almost there. I don't carry any cash on me, Ted. I got a card.
And right now, basically, people don't even use paper. A lot of people don't, they don't even use paper in their companies. Absolutely. Everything is done on the computer and emails and all kinds of things like that.
Yeah,
that's why
people were looking at. They talking about. I remember 3-4 years ago they were talking about the cloud, and man, there's so much stuff in the cloud. A lot of companies and stuff now don't have those big servers and stuff and everything that deal with deal with their company. They paying someone else to use the cloud. That's how Amazon. Almost 60% of Amazon's profits come from their cloud services and stuff to companies, to people and stuff out there. That's where the income comes from.
Well, explain to our viewers what is a cloud.
Well, man, they have right now. Amazon's really got involved into it, really heavily, gotten involved into the cloud, and what they have and stuff. Amazon has server farms. They are huge farms. I mean, huge. They're sitting in 200, 300,000 and 1 million square foot buildings and stuff, property that's sitting out in nowhere land. And they have these servers and stuff that people use to store their data and stuff on. Right now, we store a lot of our pictures and stuff on the cloud. Apple has the iCloud. Apple has a farm that they have where they have a cloud and stuff, they call it, where everything that they have and stuff, you log on the internet, you log into their cloud, and you instantly get information and stuff back. You store that information, that data and stuff on their systems and stuff, their cloud, their farms, and that information stays there and belongs to you. And you pay Apple, you pay Amazon is paid huge amounts of money and everything because these huge companies and stuff and everything are using their servers and stuff to put their data and stuff on. Money transactions, all those things and stuff are sitting right there on their server farms. Google has a huge server farms and stuff all over the country, and they're putting them in zones and stuff all around the world to where these things and stuff, you'll be able to react to something, in real time. That you got a client and stuff who was in India and you're in the United States, and you'll be able to sit there and talk to them instantly because of their cloud they have out there. It's almost like they're sitting right there beside you, and they're 110,000 miles away and stuff from you, and you can instantly talk back and forth to them. That's how that cloud and stuff works. They're using those farms and stuff to be able to communicate with people. Whereas before, back in the 60s and stuff, when they had people in Europe and Germany or whatever, and they were talking to the news people here in the United States, there was always a lag and stuff there. There was about maybe a 3 or 4 second lag and stuff in their communication and stuff back and forth, because they were using satellites and stuff then and everything to communicate back and forth. Where they're not using satellites anymore. They're using these server farms and stuff and everything to immediately communicate back and forth. Google and I think Microsoft and a couple other companies now have huge cables and stuff that they have laid in the Atlantic Ocean, and they've taken it and they're connecting Europe and the United States and everything through these huge internet cables that they laid. And it took them 3 or 4 years to do it and a lot of money to do it, but now they're connected and stuff and everything instantaneously through fiber optic. So it's
it's crazy. I mean, it's like, and the thing about it is that, there's a lot of people just take it for granted,
They take it for granted.
They take it for granted.
And don't understand what's going on and the money that they have invested into doing this kind of work and stuff out there. And you look at now our country and stuff now, back in the 70s when Jimmy Carter was the president and everything, he lost his job almost because they had these long gas lines and stuff because they didn't have energy and stuff. Now, right now, our country and stuff now exports oil and stuff now. We don't just import it anymore. We're exporting oil to other countries and stuff now because we have the resources and everything to do it. Well, those resources are going to eventually run out, but because we are using solar energy, wind energy, and all these other things and stuff and everything to power our homes, we don't have to use electricity. We don't have to use coal. We don't have to use gas and stuff and everything to power our plants and stuff now and everything. We use solar energy or wind energy to do it. Google, that brand new spaceship building and stuff that they built over there in California and stuff, it's almost totally run on solar energy.
Yeah.
The whole building. Yeah. It's solar energy. It's ran on that. And a lot of companies and stuff are doing it. They're using green power and everything to power up their facilities and stuff and everything now, which saves energy and stuff for other people and stuff, and getting away from that fossil fuel and stuff, that everything that's destroying our climate. So it's amazing and stuff, Ted, and stuff, what's going on and stuff out there. And I think a lot of our people in our community and stuff are not keeping up on that technology that is happening every day, that is changing by the minute, by the hour. They got things, man.
Well, I mean, there are a lot of people that are, when you say our people, Black people, African American people, that's into it. A lot of people that are, like I said, engineers, people are into the IT field, and a lot of people are into the artificial intelligence. It's just not enough. That's the problem.
It's a very small
because
percentage.
it's very small percentage. Because even in the major place where they do all of this technology thing in California, I think they got, they was talking about diversity. Mm-hmm. Less than 3%.
Mm-hmm.
That's in that whole area. What is it? Silicon Valley.
Silicon Valley.
So
a lot of young millionaires over there and
billionaires.
Silicon Valley, yeah.
And millionaires, multimillionaires, or what have you.
Oh yeah, they're making a lot of money out there.
And they are getting a lot of money because you got all of these people that's doing all these startups, and they go into these corporations or these investors, these venture capitalists, and they're collecting millions and millions of dollars on a hope, on a whim, and they might invest. They might invest in 1,000 of those companies, and only maybe one or two a hit.
Right, but
when those two hit,
you're going to get all the money back that you invested in those failed projects and stuff and everything, and it's going to be a constant flow of money and stuff into your pocket. So those venture capitalists and stuff, they're taking a chance on these startups and everything, but like you said, if 2 or 3 of them hit, you're gonna get all your money back.
I mean, that's one of the hobbies that I have. I look at some of these venture capitalists, and a lot of them, they getting first round, second round, third rounds of capital, because they're running out of cash, and because they coming up with different innovative ideas and what have you. And like I said, if like one of them hit, and then they go IPO. Then all of a sudden, they're gonna make a lot of money.
And then, Ted, look at the IPOs. Most people think that the shareholders and the company and stuff are making money, but you've got a lot of people out there making money off these IPO. You got attorneys and stuff and everything to put the paperwork together. You got these huge conglomerate banks and stuff and everything, financial
accounting firms, man.
Putting the money together. They're the ones who financing all that stuff. So everybody has their hand in their pocket. The banks got their hand in their pocket because they are financing the thing. They might have 4 or 5 different banks and stuff who are financing these takeovers. And you see all of these other companies and stuff. Well, they're going to buy out this company. They're going to buy out that company. Well, when they're doing that buyout and stuff and everything, there's a lot of people and stuff who are sitting there in that background and stuff, Ted, who are making huge amounts of money and stuff.
Because they're charging hundreds of thousands of dollars an hour.
Absolutely, and they're making millions and stuff, and a lot of them and stuff. The people who are putting the money together, they're looking at maybe 5%. Or 2% and stuff of the total cost of that buyout. So if you buying out somebody for $50 billion and you getting 2% of that, it might not seem like 2%, but you getting 2% of $50 billion.
$50 billion. So you're doing that's pretty good.
I'll take that.
Yeah. And they might invest in, who knows what they're investing. They might invest maybe a few $1 million,
Absolutely. And all the partners and stuff and everything who share in that pot, and all the secretaries and the
but here's the deal. They didn't even do the work.
Oh yeah.
They didn't even do the work. It's the people that created the whatever they got, They the ones that did all the work and the creation of it.
Absolutely. And you're talking about and you're talking about old Trump's buddy and everything, old Carl Icahn, he's an icon man. Our Carl Icahn. That man didn't make 40 or 50 billion dollars and stuff and everything for nothing. He was a wheeler dealer out there,
he's a big time
these companies up and everything, and shaking them out and everything, getting all the money he can out of them and then throw them away.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. That's what they do.
His way of making money. And that's what we have and stuff out there. You got those Carl Icahns. You might look at them and everything and say, "Oh man, he's a corporator. He's this, he that," but he's making money. And there are people around him and stuff are making money also.
Yeah, and the thing about it, he just look at the companies and he look at their profit and loss. He look at what's going on and see if he can turn it around. If he can't turn it around, he just get all the money out of it.
Get all the money,
if you got 50,000 people working for you, he'll fire 10 or 15,000 of them so he can make more money and make the other people work double shifts or whatever, do double work. And then when they make that money, more than, because he ain't got all those people working for him for a few months, then he take all that money out of there.
Absolutely. And we forget about those assets that these companies and stuff have.
They
may be broken and everything, but they got assets out there. They got stuff. they can sell. They got property that they may own. They
Mm-hmm.
may have a huge building that they own that somebody else can buy this building and stuff and everything.
And we ain't even talking
and put
about
some developments
intellectual
inside it.
property.
Pardon?
Intellectual property.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, the rights to that intellectual property and stuff and everything. And a lot of people out there in the audience probably don't understand intellectual property, but look it up, Google it.
Telling you, man, it's crazy. But you know, that's why you got all of these billionaires around the world, you know, in America and what have you, because of the fact that these people are willing and dealing all the time, and they're looking at these IA companies, you know, and they're coming up with creative ideas.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are investing in this thing because people are saying, hey, we can do this, we can do that. And people are putting all kind of money into their companies.
Absolutely. Ted, I'm gonna give our viewers and stuff out there a view into what we're talking about. There's some common thing that we're talking about. I like almonds. And
Okay.
and the almonds I have, they have cocoa over the top of it. And cocoa, you know, is very, very good for you. And the almonds are very good for you. Well, my wife went to Sam's Club and she bought this big old 37-ounce container and stuff of these cocoa covered almonds. And man, they taste great and stuff and everything, but they're good for you. So she only bought one of them. It was like $5.98. Somebody realized that, man, I can make some money off of this. So guess what they did? They went to Sam's Club and got them a big old truck and bought every last one of those boxes and pallets and stuff of this almond cocoa. And because of the price of it and everything, they took it. And guess what they did with it? They went to Amazon, built them an account on Amazon, and they're selling that stuff for $24.99 a container.
What? Wait a minute. Are you trying to tell me per container was only $5?
It was $5.98 at Sam's Club.
And now they sell it for $24.
They went and they cornered the market on that stuff. They bought every bit of that stuff and everything. And now they got it out there on Amazon for $24.99 a container.
Wow.
And people are buying it.
That right there is a hustler.
You talking about getting almost 100 or 200% profit. And they got a share part of it now because they in a corporate takeover here. And when you go to Amazon and you try to sell stuff on Amazon, Amazon got their hand in that pie too.
Because, so Amazon gets a piece of that?
Yeah, you got to pay Amazon a fee to use their cloud service and everything to sell your products. You give them a fee of what you sell. Then
you can make money off it.
Absolutely. Everybody's making money off of what this man's idea was to make money off of. But you got other people out there who are going to make money off of what he just done. But it's legal. It is something that someone did and everything to make him a nice buck.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
The only thing is, you got to hope people buy it, though. That's the only thing.
Oh, they buying it.
So that's a gamble.
They're buying it. They're buying it. They're buying it, because it's cheap. Everybody else was selling it for like $12, but they're buying it on Amazon because when you go to Amazon, most people think if I buy it on Amazon, I'm gonna get it real cheap. Well, it's not.
Hey, I got something here for you. We're gonna change subject here right quick and change gears. The generation gap. Now, I took the liberty to look up something here, and I wasn't aware of this, but there are about 3 more what they call, we heard of the greatest generation. That was in 1901 to 1913. Okay. The silent generation. Now, just think about this. The silent generation, 1925 to 1945. Now, I can identify with that. That's the silent generation. Now, we are the baby boomers from
Absolutely.
1946 to 1964.
Absolutely.
Generation X, 1965 to 1979. And then they have they call this the Xennial. Is that how you pronounce it? 1975 to 1985.
Mm-hmm.
The Generation Y,
Mm-hmm.
the Millenniums, and the Generation X, 1980 to 1994.
Mm-hmm.
You got the Gen generation. This right here, the Generation Z, is 1995 to 2012. And then you got the Generation Alpha, 2013 to 2025.
Oh man.
So right now we are in the Generation Alpha, people that's basically growing up right now, 2013 on.
Mm-hmm.
So now when you look at all of these different generations here, and you look at their contributions, and I can understand when they're saying the greatest generation, 1901 to 1913, they say that's the greatest generation because those people were born, and so they went into World War II, and World War II, because World War I was
started in 1939 to 45.
Right. So that was the greatest generation. They was in the World War II because they were born just before World War I, because World War I was in 1917.
14 to 17, yeah.
Yeah, 14 to 17. So what I'm saying is, but now the baby boomers were in the generation as far as basically the Vietnam War. So they don't look at
they also got into that Korean War era and stuff too.
And the Korean War, that's correct.
Yeah.
That's correct. And so the thing is that if you look at the Vietnam War, what was that all about? That's supposed to be stopping the progress of communism.
That was us trying to deter communism, and the Korean War was the same thing. And the same thing was going on with Vietnam. They were trying to stop communism.
Right.
Actually, that war and stuff in Vietnam had been going on for about 10 years before the United States even got involved in it.
Yeah, that was back in, I think it was back in the 50s.
That was the French. The French were the first ones who colonized Vietnam. They went over there and the French colonized them and everything, and they treated those Vietnamese so bad that they fought them horribly bad. They used to have a thing on their war part of one of those wars and stuff called the Battle of Dien Bien Phu. I'm a history buff and stuff too.
I know. But just think about this. Think about where I'm going here. Think about this though. When you're talking about the different generations, and basically I don't like to guess and pronounce some words. I'm gonna spell this word. Xennials, the X generation. I guess they call them the X generation, Generation X, but that's what they were about. So I'm trying to figure out from 1975 to 1985, isn't that the group that fought in the war? Well, actually, that's not the group, but that basically that age group went over to Afghanistan and went over to, Iraq, all of those places.
Well,
it wasn't a drought.
It wasn't, yeah, because they were in 1974, Ted, is when they ended the Vietnam War.
Right.
Yeah, they ended the Vietnam War. United States left Vietnam, South Vietnam and stuff in 1974. They got everybody and stuff out of there. They remember those helicopters came in and were flying on those, all the embassies and stuff around South Vietnam, and a lot of those Vietnamese and stuff who had supported the United States and everything were very afraid that they were retribution and stuff from the North Vietnamese and stuff for them supporting the United States and everything. So they got a lot of people were killed because of that. But then a lot of Vietnamese and stuff did get a chance to come over here to this country and stuff and immigrate to the United States. But I think right then there was an era and stuff to where they were, America was tired of war and stuff then. It was absolutely just tired of war. And that was part of the time and stuff when I don't remember exactly when it actually happened and stuff, but you remember Jimmy Carter has sent those people, those helicopters and stuff across that desert there to rescue the Americans because the Iranians and stuff had captured these Americans and stuff there.
Yeah, that was like in 78, 79, wasn't it?
Right. Yeah, that was during that time there. He sent those people, those army over there, man, and it was a failed coup and stuff on there when he did that. It was all the helicopters and everything.
That's why Reagan won.
That's how Reagan won. That's how Reagan beat him because he couldn't rescue those Americans because that was when the fall of the Shah of Iran. You remember the Shah?
Yeah, I remember the Shah. But the thing, what I'm saying is if you look at the different generations, and right now we are in the millenniums. And if you look at the different wars, now we've been in this Iraq war and Afghanistan war for over a decade, pretty much 16 years.
Yeah, because George Bush started that, man, right after 9/11.
Yeah, so George W. Bush. So think about this. The millenniums, now what are they doing? And this is not only just in this country, this is all over the world. These millenniums all over the world, man, are protesting left and right. It's almost like a surge. I mean, I read in other countries, these people are protesting all over the place. They're talking about different things, inequality. They're talking about gun violence. They're talking about this. They're talking about that. And the question is, so we are right now, I believe that, we are in a transition. And I don't know where we're going in this country, but a lot of people are very, very, really, they don't like where we're going. And that's what I'm saying. We're always talking about politics, but the thing is that these millenniums are stepping up to the plate. It's almost like they are in the 1960s, and the difference is that they're not even, most of them are not even looking at the skin color or anything. They are inclusive. And a lot of these people are stepping up to the plate. So what I'm saying is that they are tired of war. They're tired of the gun violence. They're tired of all of these different, the inequality. And so I don't know where we're going, but I know one thing, it's going to be some big changes in the next 3 to 5 years.
Hopefully there will be, Ted, and I'm hoping that you were right that they are going to be doing some things and stuff, and it's going to turn out to be some positive things and stuff. But and I'm hoping that when this stuff happens, that it opens a lot of the people and stuff who have these values and stuff that they're fighting and stuff for and everything realize the destruction and stuff that is happening and stuff over the time that they are trying to get this, because you're looking at these children and stuff and everything who died and stuff doing these gun violence and stuff and everything, and the parents and stuff and everything who have wounds and stuff on them because of gun violence going on. And you got a huge amount of gun violence and stuff all over this country. You got them in our neighborhoods and stuff. Our folks and stuff, Ted, are dying from gun violence every day. They are, you look at every year, 7, 8, 900,000 people in one city and stuff who are being killed through gun violence and everything. So when they're out there doing this and stuff, remember that there's a purpose and stuff for all this. Black lives do matter. We understand that white lives matter also, everything, but black lives and stuff are even getting worse and stuff. You're looking at police violence and stuff and everything. You see police killings and stuff all the time. They're shooting people. Unarmed citizenry are being shot by our police force, and there's nothing and stuff being done about that. So there are a huge amount of causes and stuff out there, and we need to make sure that while they are going out there and they're protesting, that a lot of people and stuff who are involved in these causes, that they don't get lost and stuff in the shuffle, because if the establishment decides to say, okay, well, we're going to give you this, and you don't take care of the other stuff and everything that's going on around us and everything, then you really haven't accomplished anything at all. So you have to look at it in this totality and everything, that you just don't just get into there, because most of the people who are in power and stuff, who are in politics, they feel that, okay, we'll give them one thing and we take the other stuff away and everything. So,
Yeah, just like they did the budget. But anyway, but the thing is, though, to be fair, I mean, just recently in the last several weeks, we've had maybe a half a dozen police officers shot or killed, and just people walking up to police officers and killing them. And these aren't, to my knowledge, aren't black people doing this, so the thing is that it's just all over the place. We got a lot of people that are mentally deranged, and the only thing they know of is just to get a gun and shoot people, and that's what they do. And I heard this motivational speaker say people are looking for, I guess the right word is validation, or they're looking for some type of recognition or whatever it is. They want to be known and they want to matter, because that makes them feel as though they have some form of importance. Forget about trying to accomplish things, that right there, to them, that might be their accomplishment. So I don't know. I think a lot of times, it's sort of kind of a mental thing, and it's also a spiritual thing too, I believe. But moving on, I don't want to be too drudgy on that.
Yeah, because we're getting down to the end of our hour here.
I want to talk about this lady. This right here is a positive, but then also it's sort of informative. But this lady, this is an author. Her name is Jan Janus. And I read this article in the Financial Times, man, and she wrote this book called Homecoming. And she's a Black American from Guyana. Now, the thing is that her family moved from Guyana, the continent of Africa, to Alabama, of all places. They moved to Alabama. This young lady went to school in Alabama, ended up getting a scholarship at Stanford University, one of our highest prestigious universities.
She got a free education, huh?
Oh yeah, she got a free education. She got a scholarship.
Because Stanford, you don't pay to go to Stanford. If you qualify to go to Stanford, those are one of the schools and stuff that you can go to that they don't charge for tuition or anything. You can go there free.
Yeah, she went there free.
Their endowments pay for you going there.
Yeah, and then in Iowa, she ended up getting a master's. Now she's a millennium, just to let you know. And she wrote this in the article. This is what she said: racism is still the drumbeat of America. The past is never really the past. We haven't moved as far past these things as you would like to think. Unquote. So she is woke. She is aware. And the thing what brought her attention to write these types of books, because her book was about when she went to the coast of Africa where they kept all the slaves. her next book is going to be called The Dungeon.
She went to the castles.
Oh yeah, and of course, she wept just like everybody else. That probably has been there, and saw all of that gruesome whatever. So I wanted to bring her up because it was very interesting, and you can Google her. Her first name is YAA,
right?
And her last name is GYASI. And
right, I'm looking at
she also has a she's on YouTube as well, and she was interviewed. So she's a very articulate person, but she's a millennial, and she's aware of what's going on, and she can talk about that and write about it, and a lot of people, don't do that. Last subject, we got about 10 more minutes, and one thing that I wanted to talk about is the voting problem, real quick, because I'm looking at this, and this has been heavily in the news a lot, because besides the gentrification, of people getting moved out of neighborhoods and what have you, but what's really is going on is gerrymandering, manipulating the area to favor one party or class of voters, and it's really voter suppression. And a lot of things are going on, and people are fighting about this. President Obama and William Holder, Eric Holder. They're trying to stop all of this gerrymandering. And then also you got Reverend Barber. He's talking about all of this voter suppression, and a lot of things. People are trying to fight it, and I don't know how you're going to do it, because nowadays you can't just register and vote and then get a card and go up and vote. You got to have ID. There's like 30, maybe 35 states right now that you got to have driver's license or some kind of ID or some kind of state ID. So, and they're giving these college students problems from voting. They're American citizens. Why come they can't vote? And they're sitting up here making all kinds of claims that people are voting twice and 3 times and all this kind of craziness. And they're making a big deal out of it. And they're suppressing the vote of American citizens. And it's too bad that a lot of people are not up in arms about it. There are people that's up in arms about it, but it's not enough people, because really those are your elected officials who are making decisions on your life and how to spend your money. When you pay taxes, whether it's federal, state, or whatever, they are making decisions on your life, just like in the school systems and all of that. So if they're going to give more money to one school than the other, and you're wondering why, that's the reason why, because you put them in office, because they're gonna go with people who help them put them in office. So my thing is that it should be a lot more people up in arms about this voter suppression. That's what I want to say about that.
Well, my take on that, Ted, is yes, we have gerrymandering going on, and we do need to fight it. We need to keep on going to court and assisting Attorney General Holder and all the other people and stuff who are out there and stuff on the battlefield and everything to stop all those things. But it also takes an army of other people and stuff who are committed to letting Holder and his attorneys, his army of attorneys and stuff, go out there and fight that battle and stuff in the courts. But there's a battle that needs to be fought on the ground that I don't know if the Democratic Party or the independents and stuff out there and stuff realize that most of your battles and stuff that are won on the ground, getting people out there on that ground and knocking on doors and doing block parties or whatever you need to do to energize folks to come together to get out there and get themselves qualified to vote, even though these people are using voter suppression and everything to keep folks down and stuff, because they realize that most voters and stuff are lazy. So if we can eliminate some of that laziness and stuff out of our voters and stuff, because they feel, oh man, I don't have no driver's license, they done took my driver's license. Well, there's other forms of going out there and voting. So you have that battlefield and stuff with them going to court. We also need to have a battlefield and stuff on the ground. And that battlefield should be happening down there in North Carolina. All these states and stuff who are going through voter suppression and stuff and everything, they need to have people on that ground and stuff who are going to be fighting that battle also. Because even if you get them to stop gerrymandering, even if you get them to start doing other things, you still got to have people on that ground to do it. You got a ground game, you're gonna have that edge and stuff over the people and stuff who are trying to use the courts legally trying to get you to stop voting, because you got a law and stuff out there that says you got to have this driver's license or you got to have some form of identification. We need to get out there on that ground and make sure that everybody has those documents that they need to get out there and vote. It may cost a little money or whatever, but I think that should be
that's where the money should go.
Yeah,
right now,
should
that's
be the
where the
big
money should
battlefield.
go.
It should be right there, making sure that people have the stuff
Instead of
that they need,
handing out flyers and mailing flyers out and all that
making
stupid
sure they
stuff
got
and advertising.
do you have this? Do you okay in this county or in this state you have to have this? So we know you have to have it. So go out there and get it. And then we should be doing just like a lot of them are doing down in Florida and stuff. They're trying to stop the governor and everything from permanently telling people who have been past felons that they don't have the right to vote, because
we're talking hundreds of thousands of those people.
Yeah, you have to get out there and fight that battle too. You can't disenfranchise them if they clean their act up and they don't have, but they off them the felons roll and everything. They have a right then to go out there and vote. You can't permanently tell them that they can't have the right to vote and stuff anymore. You have to fight those things and stuff and everything. So it's about a 4 or 5 prong fight out there. But I think the main fight is to get on that ground and make sure that those people and stuff that you want to get out there to vote and stuff have everything that they can to get out there and vote. And a lot of times and stuff, we miss the point and stuff, Ted, when they're talking about voting and stuff. You have early voting. If you get out there and start early voting, most of the time when you early vote, you don't have to have all that documentation and stuff and everything, because most people don't go out and vote early. So they go to their county office and stuff and say, okay, I want to do a ballot early. It's all okay, where you live at, as long as you got something to show where you live at, they're going to give you a ballot so you can early vote.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I do.
Yeah,
all the time.
Take advantage of it.
I vote like as soon as they say, and then that week I go vote. As soon as they open up those offices.
As soon as they open their early voting, go and vote. We need to get those people out there early vote.
Yeah, and now like the one thing that like they was doing, like one of the suppressions that they did was they in certain counties or in certain states, what they did, they used to have like go to the polls on Sunday or whatever it was,
right?
And they cut back on some of the offices.
The Attorney General there in Ohio cut out Sunday voting because a lot of people, a lot of churches and stuff use that time and stuff to load their parishioners up into a bus or whatever and take them down to the polls and stuff to vote. So they say, hey, they loading their people up and put them on out of the church and taking them out to the polling places. We got to stop this. So they don't do that anymore. So, it makes it a little bit more difficult, but you still got to be focused and stuff in what you're doing. And one other thing, Ted, that we need to talk about that is very, very important and stuff and everything is voting and stuff, especially locally and stuff, is that most of the time when it comes to enacting laws and stuff, most of those laws and stuff are enacted locally. So if you vote your state's attorney and stuff into office and stuff, that state's attorney has a lot of power.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
A lot of power. And
you got to watch who you put in office.
Absolutely. Watch who you're putting in office in these specific offices and stuff. And your state's attorney in each one of these counties and stuff, they are very important positions and stuff. And, you know, all the Republicans and all the other conservatives, they're fighting to maintain these things because they know that if they got an attorney general who thinks like they do, and they want to put people in jail and have a source of income coming in from the people out there who are getting just us. You go into the courtroom, it is just us. So anyway, Ted, we at the end of our time here and everything. Matter of fact, we about a minute or two and stuff past our time. So we probably want to sign off and stuff now, tell our audience and stuff to continue to look forward. We're looking to see them and stuff on our original Saturday. Sorry I couldn't make it on Saturday, people. It was my fault. Mr. Harvey was ready to go, but Mr. Bishop was out of town and didn't have any internet access because some people out there don't have internet.
Oh well. But next week, you know, what we're going to be talking about, one of the major things that I think that's very serious before we get off the air is, do we really have privacy? And I think that would be an interesting conversation.
Privacy?
Oh yeah, privacy. Do we really have privacy?
We don't have privacy, buddy. No, I can say that right now. No, we don't. But we'll talk about why.
Oh yeah. We'll look at all the dynamics of it and get the details
talk about why we don't have privacy and everything. So that's going to be a big topic there about privacy, dealing with privacy and how, you know, all of our information and stuff is being sold out there on the dark net and every place else and being sold or whatever. So and companies and stuff now who use our privacy. And a lot of people don't know and stuff, Ted. When you walk into a store and you got a phone in your hand and there's a smartphone, you're being followed.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They know exactly where you at and where you going.
and another thing that we want to talk about is what's going on with the airline safety lately.
Oh man. Southwest came up here real bad. I'm hoping they didn't got their act together because I got to catch me a flight in about a week and a half on Southwest.
I know.
They already had an engine. They had an engine that blew up, and the lady got killed falling out the window. Oh my goodness,
that's sad,
me to death, man. I'm gonna be, my knees gonna be shaking while I'm on that plane. So please don't let this thing go down. Don't lose no engine. And there's another airlines out there, you know, Alliance, man. I got some information about that airline, but that'll shock people. Oh man.
Well, anyway, until next week.
Till next week. Bye-bye.